Nona Peltier is in the studio to talk business. Nona, the Commerce Commission has released some submissions that were made by the fuel companies. This is all part of their look into pricing, is it?
That's right. So they're looking at all aspects of what leads to the prices that consumers are paying at the pump. And so they've released the initial submissions they received from the industry, about, I think there was 11 in fact. And we spoke with Z Energy about their submission, which basically said, yeah, our margins have increased because in the past, the margins are so low, the business itself wasn't viable. And if you look at where we've gone since then, you'll see there's a lot more service stations available for consumers to use and so on. So they're saying, look, the model we had before was broken. Yes, it's costing more, but at least we have a profitable industry now. And that's the initial submissions. We're going to hear a lot more about this. This isn't even the interim report yet, and we expect a final report by the end of this year. So this is going to go on for some time. Meanwhile, the Commerce Commission has put the fuel industry to work, answering a lot of questions.
Yeah, it does seem like the never-ending story, but we will wait and see what comes out of it. Okay, union representatives, they want wages to go up for retail workers. About 18,000 of them, is it?
Yeah, so there's about, maybe about almost like 250,000 around that, retail, people working in retail, and that's all kinds of jobs, from those that you meet at the checkout all the way to the, the back end of the office and so on. So this is the retail industry more generally. However, about 18,000 workers are paid the minimum wage, which is $16.50. Now that's going up to $20 an hour in the next 2 years, so by 2021. Meanwhile, though, the union representing the retail workers at larger retail outlets, say the warehouse, for example, the union is called First Union. They saying, look, we've got a lot of workers out there that are just earning $16.50. Just pay them the living wage now, which is $20.20 an hour. Because really a lot of people are seeing this as a career. The retailers are saying, yeah, but you know what? We haven't been able to pass these costs on to consumers, so retailers are absorbing it. That might work for the larger ones, but for the smaller ones, it's not so easy. And we're going to see a lot more pushback here, I think. One of the things that we're seeing from retailers is that the smaller ones particularly are looking at cutting back on their workforce to cover the costs, because some of them are not even able to break enough of profit to pay themselves the minimum wage, never mind their workforce. So we'll see what happens there. I think that you're going to see a lot more pressure in that sector. We've been seeing that for a while, low inflation and so forth. Yeah, I mean, that's going to carry on. Well, and, these wages are going up no matter what.
Market, Nona, anything of note that you need to point out?
Well, the market was actually really positive today because, the trade talks look like they're going forward. We've heard this before.
I was going to say, it is the barometer every day.
We're not going backwards. They're on the front foot at the moment, not on the back foot. So we'll see what happens there. The United States and China apparently are close to striking a deal on tariffs. We'll see what happens there. And so as a result, the market was a lot more perky today. We were up 2/3% by 62 points to 9,413. Now on the dollar was a little bit of a different story. There's still some uncertainty there over which way the Federal Reserve in the United States are going to go with interest rates. It's still a big question mark. So our dollar is steady really at 68.1 US cents, 96 Australian and 51.4 pence.